everybody. Welcome to the campus of IPFW, where tonight, men's Division I volleyball action. Number 13, Long Beach State in town to take on the 12th-ranked Volleyball. I'm Paul Farbaugh, joined by middle hitter April Bear of the Lady Volleyball. And April, a matchup tonight, a couple teams going in different directions. Long Beach State is really pointing ahead to next year when they're going to have their team back, all except one senior that gets a lot of playing time. IPFW trying to put together a little streak right now to propel them into the Final Four here in May. In practice this week, IPFW worked on blocking and team defense, and Coach Ball stressed that he wants consistency. He's had a little problem with getting consistency himself and putting a lineup together, Abel.
Yeah, this week in practice we should see Mike Termolin come out, probably starting this evening, and showing us a little bit of his stuff. They've been working on his hitting and getting him to look like a threat so those middle blockers follow him and we can free up the outside hitter. Also, they've moved Norman on the opposite side of Roy so that him and Pepa are in the front row at the same time, and this makes the blockers look at Norman and Pepa, and they don't just sit on Norman the whole time.
That's right. That should be a good front line with Pepa, Felipe Rolada, and Norman Almodovar in the front row together. Almodovar is going to move to Ball's right side, so he should get more swings. Long Beach State is going to have to honor Pepa in the middle, and they're not going to be able to load up two blockers all the time on Almodovar. For Long Beach State, they come in here. It's a young team. They've got some guns. Martin Wagner, the opposite, leading the team in kills, and Long Beach State will dig the ball out as well. They have two players in the top 15 nationally in digs per game, the average there. So we're getting set right now. Long Beach finishing up their warm-ups. We also would like to take this time here to thank the people from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne. This college cable access sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for you.
Get recorded or anything?
How can you find out when lightning may strike? And how do you count the fish in the sea? How can you tell if a child is growing normally, if baseball is getting better, or traffic is getting worse? How do you know about stock market trends, the risk of cholesterol, the history of witchcraft, or the future of spacecraft? With statistics, that's how. And how can you find out about statistics? With the new Statistics series, Against All Odds.
Children are the largest group of Americans living below the poverty line. They have to reach higher for what others take for granted. Healthcare, balanced meals, encouragement to learn. But with help early on, children in your community can gain the skills to get out from below the poverty line. It takes programs like Success by 6 and people like you to help them take the first step. Call to learn more. Change the world of a child, and you change the world.
For over 2 millennia, Western society has generated a rich visual tradition of painting, sculpture, and architecture. What do these images mean? How can we understand them? Art of the Western World will take you on an exciting journey that will suggest answers to these and other questions. Beginning in ancient Greece and ending on the brink of the future, it will examine many of mankind's most enduring artistic achievements.
Vince, that new dummy cam is great. Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
I think they'll get the picture.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Oh, he is?
Mental illness.
We fear it. We laugh at it.
This guy's lost his
We
mind.
scorn it.
Lifts his wig.
We think it's shameful. But these are misunderstandings. Misunderstandings that will fade away if we see mental illness for what it really is. A medical disease. A disease that can be treated if you just know where to turn. For an informative booklet, call the American Mental Health Fund.
Excuse me, ma'am, can you help us? I'm sorry, Sir, please help our brother. Ma'am, we need some blood for our brother. Please.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Sir? Please, ma'am.
Oh, not now, baby.
Our brother really needs blood. Can you help us?
Imagine if you had to ask for blood to save the life of someone you love. Next time the American Red Cross asks, give blood, please.
A lot of my friends have already retired. But I wasn't ready for that. So I'm still teaching. This time in Belize, Central America. I decided to join the Peace Corps. I love my kids. And the way I figure it, I have the rest of my life to play cards.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Welcome back to your Gate Sports Center. IPFW getting ready to take on Long Beach State in the second game of the Farm Bureau Invitational. If you weren't with us earlier, Stanford was a winner in 4 over Ball State. Had to struggle a little bit, winning the third 17-15, and then taking the last one 15-9. Let's go down to the floor right now and pick up the starting lineup. The public address announcer, Jim Orr.
Outside hitter from Mission Viejo, California, number 2, David Holloway. A 6'5" sophomore outside hitter from Encinitas, California, number 5, Oren Zaslansky. A 6'7" sophomore middle hitter from Amherst, New York, number 6, Neil Mendel. A 6'4" junior opposite hitter from Irvine, California, number 8, Martin Wagner. A 6'2" senior middle attacker from Redlands, California, number 10, Jonathan Cummings. And a 6'7" sophomore outside hitter from Dana Point, California, number 11, Travis Barr. The 49ers are coached by Mr. Ray Rattel, assistant coach Mike D'Alessandro. And now for your IPFW Volleyball. First, a 6'3" sophomore swing hitter from Chanhassen, Minnesota, number 6, Brad Perdinas. A 6'6" junior middle attacker from Ponce, Puerto Rico, number 7, Felipe Ralat. A 6'7" freshman middle attacker from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 14, Mike Termolen. A 6'5" junior swing hitter from Detroit, Michigan, number 12, Craig Collins. A 6'4" senior opposite hitter from Yaco, Puerto Rico, number 15, Norman Almodovar. And a 6'8" senior setter from Woodburn, Indiana, number 10, Loy Ball. The Volleyball are coached by Mr. Arnie Ball, Dave Schmidlin, assistant coach, Lauren Jeebert, assistant coach, and Mark Franke, assistant coach.
All right, let's run down the starting lineups for you one more time. First of all, Long Beach State, a young team, a lot of first-year players for them. 2 seniors, though. Number 10, an outside hitter, is Jonathan Cummings. He's not going to get the bulk of the work tonight. It's going to go to the other players. Travis Barr on the outside. Number 11, he's a 6'7" sophomore. Also at opposite, 6'4", Martin Wagner. He's number 8. And the center tonight will be David Hahn. He's a junior. He's number 7. Oren Zizlansky, number 5. A sophomore. He will see a lot of action tonight, too. A lot of options going to him. And finally, Neil Mendel, number 6. And he's a middle blocker. For IPFW, Brad Perditis is going to start in a passing position, an outside position tonight, instead of Ricardo Solar. Solar, a freshman, has been doing the bulk of the passing for IPFW, and a service ace by Volleyball to open game number 1. Overpass. Collins with a kill, and IPFW off to a good start. Volleyball set or tied a record, the school record, with 5 aces against Rutgers Newark. And this is a good rotation. The dink that time good by Mendel. Sort of the power with kill attempt, April.
Yeah, this is a great way for IPFW to start out the game. They just need to keep their serves up, and I think they'll do really well tonight.
Mendel obliging with a service error. And speaking with Long Beach State coach Ray Raytel this afternoon before the game, he indicated that this team is really a year away from developing. Tom Hoff, the middle hitter from Ohio State, will be eligible next year. See the kill there by Zazlansky. Tom Hoff's going to be eligible. They're really looking next year to have a better team. Jonathan Cummings, number 10, is 6'2". He's the middle hitter right now, and you just can't win with a 6'2" middle hitter. Mike Termolin getting off.
It looks like that work in practice has really paid off. Mike looks a little bit stronger tonight, maybe a little more confident.
And the service error for IPFW, there first. Back on serve, Martin Wagner, the opposite. Serving at 0-2. Long Beach State was the national champions in 1991. Last year, they split with IPFW. Brad Perditis putting down the kill with a 2-man block. Split with IPFW. IPFW won at home early on against them and really took Brent Hilliard out of the lineup. Brent Hilliard is National Player of the Year in 1992 and an Olympian in that year as well. 2-man block. Volleyball. Pepe Relat. IPFW out quickly. And a service error by Craig Collins. IPFW trying to serve that 5 zone. Time to wing current just got a little bit underneath the ball. Rode it right out of bounds. Cummings on serve at 0-3. Almodovar with the pass. Brad Perditis blocked 1-on-1. David Holloway with the block for the point. And Relat. That time the set took a little long to develop. 2 blockers up. And this is what Long Beach State will do. They will block and they will dig. A shank by Perditis. Collins going to save it. He's still down. It's 5-on-6. Collins trying to get back and recover. Makes a save. Great hustle by Collins. Still alive. Boy, that one's going to go in the books. Oh, Craig Collins on that one.
That's great teamwork by IPFW there.
Craig Collins splitting the 7 and 10 pin on the sidelines, getting back up, getting back to position, getting a hand on it, dumped over, and IPFW with the side out. This is Travis Barr. Collins thought that one went off the fingertips. Side out Long Beach State, Barr back to serve. Barr is one of their big hitters. He comes in with 292 kills on the season. Zeslansky with a push there, it looked like. Goes down for a kill, and we're tied here at 3. Dug out of there. That's Wagner. And Barr still on serve. Going back row, Craig Collins. It should be 4-3. The official checking right now. The point has just been awarded. It is 4-3 Long Beach State. Paper Rollat back on serve. IPFW jumping out 3-0. The Long Beach State coming back with defense. Off the touch, Lloyd Ball got a piece of that one. Cummings with the kill. Back set. Inside route taken that time on the approach by Collins. The set was for the outside and he mishits. 5-3 Long Beach State, so they've weathered the rally, April. IPFW out early and the Pineapple just missing.
Yeah, tonight we need to see IPFW pass well. They need to keep a strong pass so they can run middle.
Pineapple not working. Lloyd Ball having a seat listening to his father, Arnie, now. Not pleased with the turn of events. Coming in, Arnie Ball, all he wanted was consistency tonight from his team. And already he's shown that to be a problem. Now, the College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW Sports Telecast. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to Channel 6, IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East. And the zip is 05. You can always give us a call at 481-6000. That'll keep you up to date on all the sports telecasts. High and outside, Almodovar dug out of there by Cummings. Almodovar again, and Long Beach State not letting the ball hit the floor. The dink that time, and Lloyd kept going back to the outside. Almodovar, twice denied. That time decided he was going to go with a finesse, and it does not work.
In this lineup here, we need to see Mike a lot stronger so that the blockers do not camp outside on Norman.
That's a side out. Long Beach State was into the net, so Lloyd is back on serve. And the fastball overpass one more time. Craig Collins. I think this is the best rotation, April, right here with Lloyd on serve.
This looks really good. They look confident in this rotation.
Craig Collins moving to opposite tonight. Service error by Lloyd Ball.
Right here we need to see IPFW come right back with the kill to keep their momentum.
Craig Collins! And Craig has really come on in the West Coast trip. He began to show some signs of life. Hitting better than he ever had. Flipped an ankle against San Diego State the last game out there on the 3-game swing out west. Service ace, Norman Almodovar. Just to finish the point, though, I talked with Craig this afternoon. He didn't know where he was going to play. Opposite middle, he thought he might even set. Didn't know. Another overpass, Broditis putting it down. Third overpass for IPFW that results in a point.
IPFW needs to keep serving strong. That keeps the other team out of their rotation, and we can get the overpass that way.
Norman now has 5 seconds to put the ball in play. Much like tennis when you throw the ball up there. That time that's Cummings, number 10, coming through. Number 2 is Holloway. I confused those two a little earlier. Number 2 is Holloway. 10 is Cummings. Cummings gets the kill. Oren Zeslansky on serve. Just missing long.
Termoli to serve.
The set in the middle, combination play, Travis Barr.
Looks like maybe we had a little confusion with our blockers, but we should be able to come back and get that fixed.
Wagner on serve. Good pass from Pranitis. What a big swing by Collins. Boy, did he have some major ups on that one. Big bounce by Collins that time.
That is a great combination play. I think everyone on Long Beach thought Paper was going to hit that ball.
Well, Craig Collins has played some opposite. He is certainly making a bid to stay there. That time in position, just couldn't quite get it up. And the important thing is Collins was in position to play the ball that time. He wasn't running, he was there in position. Service error, I believe that is number 3 on Long Beach State. Cummings wide. And Brad Prudaitis. At times serving the seam, and Almodovar could not turn it inside. Tough pass for ball. He's going Collins back row. Barr and Wagner looked at each other. And a side out for IPFW. Back set, Zelansky dug out. 1-on-none. The set a little tight for Almodovar. And all he could do with it is put it away with a dink.
Norman is a strong player out there, and he hung with that ball great and kept his body outside of the net and stayed out of it.
Service ace, number 3 for IPFW. Against 4 errors, that's a pretty good ratio. Any coach would be happy with a service ace to every 2 service errors. IPFW really turning it on. In the service game, a lot on serve at 8-6. Back set for Wagner out of the back row. Prudaitis digging. Boy, I tell you, I don't know how that works. They call Mike Tremolin the noodle that time. He was up early for the kill in the off-speed. I guess you can call the kill, April. Goes down.
Check it out. The campus has it all. Learn it, or work it, or play it, just do it. It's a cool place. Call now. Go to work, go to school, go ahead.
Okay, April, you want to diagram this? Mike Tremolin, is this the way it is designed to be played here? The quick hitter in the middle?
It seems here that maybe the blockers on the other side see Mike, and they don't really see him as such a threat just because he might be a little bit slower than the other middle blockers. But maybe that will work. They won't try to block him. They will think he's not getting the ball, and that last time it seemed to work for him.
Lloyd Blau there with a block while we were in the replay. Push the lead to 10-6. IPFW. David Holloway on serve. Outside, the mud pack being served up by Almodovar. And that time he went down the line. Norman likes to cut the ball across the court. Ball on serve, and this has been an effective rotation because of that. Another overpass. And chalk another one up, Craig Collins.
If we can keep these serves in the court, Long Beach is going to have trouble with this team.
Zelansky being picked on that time. A nice pass, and Wagner comes through. Almodovar looking for some help on the block that time, 1-on-1. Broditis, good pass, ball handling. Oh my!
I'm not sure what you would call that, but it worked.
Take a look at it here on the replay. Look out of the line. Norman brings his arm. Looks like he dislocated it all the way back. Roundhouse swing for the kill, and coming through the other side, Wagner, the opposite, number 8. Well, one thing this Long Beach State team will do is hang around and play good defense. Craig Collins on the quick set in the middle.
It looks like Craig is almost unstoppable right now. He's moved around. He's had kills from all 3 of the positions in the front row, and he's doing well.
I think Craig has had 1 hitting error. We have to go back and check and see how many kills he has. Mike Tremolin trying to serve that area in zone number 1, that time wide again. That's his second service error of the night. Oh, April is keeping the stats tonight. She has Craig with 8, is that right? And it stays at 8 as Collin goes long on that one. Wagner now on serve at 7-11. Broditis, the overpass. Cummings with a kill.
Now we need to see Brad come through with a good pass right here and keep this team's motivation going.
The Long Beach State comes in 10-11, but they did take a game from UCLA last week. UCLA has been almost invincible this year. Wagner coming out of the back row. Nice back set by Holloway. And Arnie Ball, his second time out of the first game. IPFW was up 11-6 at one point. Long Beach State comes back with 3 straight. It's now 11-9 IPFW. And Coach Ball is going to reset that defense a little bit.
Women today face a 1 in 9 chance of breast cancer, but self-exams, regular medical care, mammograms, and eating right can change those odds. Call the American Institute for Cancer Research for a free booklet on breast cancer. Call 1-800-843-8114.
And Stanford has a All-American setter, the Player of the Year, Canyon Seaman. 6'4". He and Loy are pretty much the best setters in the nation. Loy has the green light, green light as Wagner serves long. On the setter position for the national team. Loy Ball will join the national team out in San Diego once the season is over. And Craig Collins comes back with a service error. Two-man block on Broditis, but Mendel, number 6, could not turn it inside. Long Beach State does not have a big block. They know that, but they will not let the ball touch the floor on their side. Another back set. Wagner, broad jumping. Oh, what a tight set. Relat coming through. Roy Ball had to go down and get that one. Relat was right over on top of him.
That is one of the hardest things for a middle blocker to do, is decide where to go when the pass is so quick like that. You got to be right on the setter, but not jump on him.
A couple of jousts in the net, and Pepa Relat into the net. Daddy Salvatore making the call. Travis Barr on serve at 9-12. Now, IPFW has had some runs in this game, but Long Beach State hanging around. And we're going to get a number on Craig Collins for his career high in kills. He is on fire right now with 9 already in the first game. A lot on serve at 12-9. Oh, says Lansky that time. A little indecisive about whether or not to play that. The joust won by Almodovar for the kill. And Long Beach State, Ray Rattel is going to take a timeout here. Try to regroup his team right now. while we have the time here, we're going to clean up a little business as well. Channel 6 is now accepting applications for underwriting the televising of IPFW sports events and other programs. For more information about how your business or organization can utilize this opportunity, call the Channel 6 office during business hours. The number there on your screen, 481-6000. And the MIVA playoffs are going to be in here, and IPFW hosting this year. All make that 5 games, not 6 games. Be televised live on Channel 6. And we're back to action. Relat serving at 13-9. Pretty set that time by Holloway. Mendel with a kill. And just like diagram, they called that play in the huddle. They wanted to go to Mendel. He comes through. The quick dink by Ball. He's in the front row. No one went up with him. He seems to have a good sense of timing, April, when to pull that out. Teams seem to forget about him now. Even when he's in the back row, someone probably will be jumping with him on Long Beach State. Barr has to dink it over, left his feet a little too soon, looking up like he lost it in the lights. Game point. And Lloyd Ball to serve it out. Zlansky digs it out across to Wagner. 2 to get it over. Termolin has to set it for Collins, and that time transition offense just not there. Miscommunication that time between Collins and Termolin.
It's always tough when the setter digs the ball. The offense needs to be on their toes and realize when Loy is out of the setting position.
Back row specialist David Hahn, number 7 in. Paper a lot. You can see why Hahn is a back row specialist. Digging out. 2 to get it over. Jump set for Almodovar. Hahn comes up with it again, but it is out of bounds. And Almodovar, Tim Heffron, the IPFW women's coach, calling the serves tonight. And he is going to go with the jump. Travis Barr steps in front. Overpass. Kill for Nidus. Game number 1, 15-9 IPFW. And the serve has been huge. IPFW with 5 points off the overpass and at least 2 aces. I'll have to go back and check the stats on that one. And game number 1, IPFW 15-9. We'll be back with game number 2 right after this break.
Who knows, maybe no one else will.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. Find out how by calling 1-800-45-TEACH. Be a teacher. Be a hero.
What comes to your mind when you think about mathematics? Clowns, street sweepers, the Red Sox, robots, the weather, earthquakes, Disney World, pineapples, conventions, parking tickets, fishing? If these practical applications of contemporary mathematics didn't make your list, you should watch public television's math series For All Practical Purposes.
You made it! Hey, I couldn't have gotten through physics without you.
Yeah, well, you're on your own at college.
It's not fair.
That's all right. I'm going to get a job, I'm going to start working, I'm going to save, and I'll be in college in another year or 2.
So, what do you have planned, Mike?
I think I'm going to go home and make a sandwich.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Vince, come on, we're late.
This headbag is more fun than going through a windshield.
Good night from Iron Maiden. Drive home safe. Remember to strap yourselves in with your safety belts. You don't want to end up like Eddie. Belt up. Don't be a dummy.
Welcome back to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. IPFW, number 12 in the nation, taking on 13th ranked 49ers from Long Beach State. IPFW a winner in game 1, 15-9. This is the second game tonight at the Farm Bureau Invitational. A bad crowd on hand, about, say, 700. I'm Paul Farmer along with middle hitter from the women's team, April Bear. And April, some of the stats that jump out at you on that first game for IPFW.
Well, tonight, Craig is really standing out. He has 9 kills right now. That is the highest on the team. We see Brad and Norman following with 4 kills each. That new rotation that we talked about at the beginning of the match seems to be working for Craig, and we talked about freeing up Norman, but Craig seems to be doing really well in this rotation.
Well, Almodovar has played some opposite in his past, and now Collins getting the benefit from Almodovar moving right next to Loy Ball on the serve. What Coach Ball has tried to do is put a triangle of his best hitters, Ralat, Almodovar, and Collins on the court. And Brad Proditis getting the start tonight. He's going to do the passing chores. He's done it most of the night. Ricardo Soler had started the season and done most of the passing, but he is a freshman. And Coach Ball is finding that Proditis can deliver. That time the pass not exceptional. As Barr chases that one down, Zislansky and Collins with the dig. Almodovar has to dump. Almodovar blocking Wagner outside Zislansky. Proditis bombing back row, didn't get fingertips. Not a bad choice by Ball. Had 2 blockers up on Proditis, but Almodovar was out of the play. Termolin was out of position. Mendel snuffing that one out.
That's a hard play for Loy. The setter needs to know exactly where the blockers are on the other side, but yet you need to know where all your hitters are also. So you need to be able to see both ways on everything.
Holloway, Wagner, Almodovar, and Ralat colliding.
That play there is hard for a blocker to decide. When you're blocking, you never want to reach back. There's always going to be someone behind you coming up. So I really think that was Pepa's ball. The blockers need to trust them.
Boy, that is about as hard as I see Mike Termolin hit a 31 set out of the middle. Termolin now has 3 kills. And Loy with the fastball is spreading around the offense. This is Zislansky. Proditis in the front row trying to save. Collins also hustling into the scoring table.
That's the kind of teamwork and the kind of help that we need from your teammates out there. You need to know that everyone is trying.
Neil Mendel on the jump. Oh, pretty back set. Tight. And Termolin.
Now, normally a tight set means you're going to get blocked. But somehow Mike pulled that off and went around the blockers.
Boy, sort of the off-speed jump serve. Just missing. And Long Beach State quietly up 3-0. This is Oren Zislansky. Bad pass that time by Ralat. He got caught in between the seam. And Almodovar, a little upset. Termolin in position that time, and a little fire from Almodovar. Haven't seen that. And he told me this week he was going to take charge of the team a little more. He was very vocal as a freshman 3 years ago.
You too can join in the excitement of IPFW athletics by participating in the Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons is a club the official booster club for IPFW athletic teams. Each member enjoys priority seating at all the IPFW sports events, the food and refreshments in the hospitality room, and admission to IPFW sports media luncheons, and also association with other Mastodon supporters, just to name a few benefits that you receive. For more information on becoming a member of the Royal Dons, call Lisa Moreland at 481-6027.
And back to live action. Long Beach State. Boy, ball going right back to Mike Termolen. You can be guaranteed that was called at the timeout.
You know, when something like that happens where you make a mistake, you need the ball to go right back to you, and you need to get that confidence back.
Tough serve by Termolen. Zizlansky up with it. And the dink attempt nicely disguised by Wagner. Termolen failing to cover that time. And a long distance to cover. And Wagner on serve at 4-0.
Wagner to serve.
Tough pass that time. Ball going down to both knees and setting Relat.
That is a good play. That's a great set because the blockers are thinking, oh, he's going outside. It's going to be an off pass. And you need to set that middle when the pass is bad because the blockers aren't ready.
That time I thought Cummings got a piece of the net, was not called by the up referee. Would have been a point rather for IPFW. Hit it on his follow through, but Cummings is credited for the kill. Dink attempt by Relat that time. And the middle is starting to open up for Long Beach State. Now this is one of the rotations that IPFW is very comfortable with. Almodovar and Relat and Ball all in the front row. And you might see Almodovar here on transition offense rather. Get some swings. They like this because it gives Almodovar one-on-one opportunities. Perditis with the first point for IPFW. Serving at 1-4. Wagner coming through that time. Almodovar did not get the hands up, sort of waving at the ball.
We need to have that outside blocker get set so the middle person knows where to go, and that will give us a stronger block.
Long Beach pulling the fingertips down in time. Point for Long Beach, and they're up 5-1. Travis Barr on serve. Tough pass. Collins bombing back row. And perhaps Collins will get hot again in game number 2.
That's number 10 for Craig.
I don't know if we mentioned it or not. He is 24 as a career high.
And that was number 10.
Zizlansky. Right back to him. Perditis digging it out. Termolen. And a two-man block that time. Ball had his back to the net. Turned around. Didn't have time to see where the blockers would be. Two-man block up for Long Beach. And the setter, David Holloway, on serve. Two-man block that time. The set took a little long to develop. And Long Beach up 6-1. And Almodovar jawing at the net. Ball goes right back to him.
That's what Norman needs. He's a strong player, and he needs to get his confidence back to keep him in the game.
Service error by Volleyball.
Serving error, side out. Neil Mendel, serve.
And Mendel comes right back with a service error of his own. Are you going to see that a lot on the jump serve? It's a high risk, high yield type of play. Almodovar, 3 straight service errors. Volleyball motioning to Norman. Back it down just a little bit. Zizlansky now on serve at 6-1.
Zizlansky to serve.
4 straight service errors. And I think if you're Mike Termolen, you just get this over the net. This is Barr, 2-man block. And Collins and Ralat a little off the net. IPFW spent a lot of time working on that block, just getting in position. Ralat has played middle. He's pretty strong on positioning in the block there. See Collins a little bit off the net on the replay. And Ralat back to live action with a kill.
We need to see IPFW keep these serves in. When you miss a serve, the motivation and the teamwork kind of is lost for a moment.
Jonathan Cummings with the quick hitter in the middle. Right now, both teams trying to just get a feel on each other, keeping it pretty simple. You're not seeing the combinations. Both teams struggling right now. Collins back row, all set up by the bad pass. Mendel and Barr there for the block. And Long Beach State does impress with the defense. They don't have a very powerful attack. They're working on trying to quicken up their offense, but they are scoring points off the defense tonight. And a lift by ball that time, Ralat with a slide around, slide behind.
We need to see the passes almost perfect here for IPFW so they can get the momentum back that they need. Long Beach is taking advantage right now of their mistakes.
Here's a little instant intensity. Eddie Rivera, number 4, in the back row. Mike Termolen having his seat right now. Ralat off a 2-man block. Long Beach now with a swing. And Wagner missing wide. Thought Proditis got a piece of it. But it will be a side out for IPFW.
Here we need to get this serve in and keep our momentum going.
Proditis serving at 1-8. Back set for Wagner. Proditis digging. Rivera going over the scorer's table, cannot reach it. And Long Beach State will not beat themselves. Ray Rattel, the coach, is in his 14th year at Long Beach. And another awkward looking swing by Almodovar, cutting it back against his body.
Looks as if Norman is trying to go over the block after they start to come down, and that's effective because after you're in the air, you really can't do anything as a blocker.
Mike Termolen back in. 2-man block that time. Termolen 6'7" and Lloyd Ball 6'8". The front wall turning it inside. Been a long time since IPFW has put a point on the board. Now at 2-8, Ralat. And a shank by Zeslansky. Ring it for Ralat, another service ace, number 2 for him. And the quick dink that time. IPFW failing to cover at the net.
Just didn't look like they were ready that time. I'm not sure they knew if their setter was up in the front.
Ralat got bailed out that time. The ball hitting the top of the tape. The block was there for Long Beach State. Proditis digs it out. This is Collins off the 2-man block. And he, along with the serving, has been the story early on for IPFW. Beautiful choice that time by Holloway, the setter, going wide to Wagner. IPFW had cluttered up the one side. The block could not get back. Wagner essentially hitting 1-on-none. One to get it over now. Wagner will dump it. 2-man block that time. Combination play. And Long Beach State going for it. They're going to put 2 people on Almodovar regardless here. Didn't even pay attention to Tremolin. Back to live action, and the block coming through again. Zizlansky blocking Collins. And we're going to get a timeout right here. Long Beach State up in game number 2, 10-4.
Long Beach seems to be reading Loy's where he's going with the set pretty well, and so they're having good luck with their blocks. So IPFW needs to try to mix it up a little bit.
There's a shot of the Long Beach State bench. Craig Collins pulled aside by Coach Ball at the start of that timeout. What might Coach Ball be saying to Craig at this particular point in time?
I know Craig has come out really strong, and in the last few points he's had 1 kill and maybe 2 or 3 errors. So Coach is probably saying, you know, hey, what's going on? You know, you're losing your momentum. You need to get back in. You know, work with the team and help keep everyone up. We need the momentum together as a team, and then he will be more successful and keep his kills going.
Back to action now, Neil Mendel on serve at 10-4. Almodovar right over the top. That's where Cummings, being only 6'2", comes into play. Went right over the top of Cummings for the kill. Almodovar will serve. Oh, an effective floater that time, handled nicely by Zizlansky. Wagner never got it over. Zizlansky, combination play, dug out of there, 2 to get it over. Tremolin! Who's making the call on that play, April? On the transition offense, who is making the call for IPFW?
Always the middle hitter or the outside hitter. So the players in the front row and even the back row need to be communicating constantly. If in transition, Lloyd does not have control over who's going to hit what, you never know where the ball's going to be. So in that play, the middle hitter needs to decide where they're going, and everyone else kind of forms around them. So Mike's doing pretty well, and that was a great choice.
Indeed, that's a very good indicator of Mike's calling that play. Slide behind, that's a very tough set for Lloyd Ball. He has to trust that Mike is going to be there. Very pretty point. I'm sure Coach Ball pleased with that transition play. Timeout by Long Beach State. They don't want to let game 2 slip away. They're still a leader in this one, 10-6. IPFW won the first one, 15-9. Almodovar continues to serve. Zizlansky dug out by Almodovar. And Ball a little quick on the reaction that time. In position. Zizlansky on serve at 6-10. Vorpaditis, 1-on-1.
That's a nice shot by Brad. You always have one defensive player cross court on that short cross court, so that's a good play. You're practically 1-on-1 when you hit that way with the defenseman.
Bernitis cannot turn it inside. Wagner with the kill. This one, Wagner's first one, number 1 for Wagner. Wagner on serve at 10-6. And Bernitis coming through.
Just like we talked before, that's good that Brad came back and he gets the very next ball to prove himself and come back into the game.
Get another look at it. Brad is going 1-on-1, so Loy is going to try and work with him as much as he can when he's in the front row. Barr coming through with the kill. Travis Barr. Inside out for Long Beach State.
Cummings to serve.
Shoots at that time by Lloyd Ball to Relat. And now IPFW starting to pull out the specialty plays.
Yeah, a 31, which is a shoot set, is one of the hardest things to block because the hitter can go anywhere from maybe 5 to 8 feet from the setter, so you need to follow him perfectly to block that ball.
Barr with another kill. You mentioned Barr is the second leading player in kills per game on this Long Beach State team. Wagner dug it out. Barr against the two-man block with a kill off the fingertips. And Long Beach State all of a sudden starting to regain a little momentum of their own. Barr on serve at 11-6. Almodovar with a pass. Collins back row misfiring.
Collins needs to get back on top of the ball and give himself a kill so that he can get back in this game.
On top of the ball, you mean what, April, when you say that?
When you're hitting, you need to be on top of the ball to push it down. And when you get behind the ball, it kind of floats out and goes out of the bounds. So you need to get on top of the ball and push it down.
And we're going to have a substitution for passing. Perditis coming out, Ricardo Solar coming in. Almodovar tried to cut it inside and no one home. The block was not up. And Travis Barr ready to serve out matched, or scratch that game point. Wagner gets it up, but can't save it in the court.
Here we see Ricky Solar coming in, and he played a lot for us in the beginning of the year, and then he got hurt. He twisted his ankle, and I think the team will work with him really well. So we give the other teammate a break, and he comes in to pass for us and help us out.
Paper Relat coming out. That is a cardinal sin, really is. Coach Ball has talked about serving tough. The team is serving tougher, but you have to know when you just have to get the ball over the net, and at 6:14, you can't afford to give them a freebie. Pineapple that time. Barr recovers. Simonson off of Wagner. This is Collins for the kill. Steve Simonson coming in and contributing immediately.
Steve is one of the seniors on the team, and he needs to be out there helping the other guys out, leading them, and that's a great way to do it.
Volleyball on serve. See if IBFW can pick some points up here. Into the net is Wagner. A point for IPFW. Ball on serve at 7:14.
Seems IPFW is getting their momentum back.
This is Wagner's soft kill attempt. Almodovar setting ball. Two-man block that time, all set up by the good serve. Holloway had to bump that set.
As you can see, when Loy serves tough like that, they cannot pass the ball to the setter, and therefore the setter has to go into the middle of the court to set, and they only have one, maybe two options. The first one is to go outside to the outside hitter, maybe back to the back row player, or back four ball.
Okay.
So that's a great serve.
All right, we're going to take this opportunity to take a break here. It's 14-9 Long Beach in game 2. We'll be right back.
Little math test. What's the common denominator of the following situations? Time's up, and the answer is algebra. Not what you expected? Neither is the new PBS series I'm hosting. I'm Saul Garfunkel, and the series is called In Simplest Terms. Join me as we bring college algebra down to earth.
and we just had a kill by Martin Wagner on the outside, stuffing it inside the antenna against a two-man block, so it is a side out for Long Beach State. David Hahn back to serve, just into the contest for Neil Mendel. Almodovar with a kill against a two-man block.
Every chance you have, you need to use that block and hit off their hands out of bounds, and that was a good play.
Barr going down to chase that one. Great pass by Barr just to get a piece of it, get it up for Holloway.
Again, we see an off pass and the setter trying to run middle, and that throws the blockers off, and unfortunately that worked for Long Beach, and IPFW didn't pick that up.
At that time, Mike D'Alessandro, the assistant coach for Long Beach State, calling the serves as Lansky serves it long. You want to be a little aggressive, I think, but that time too much from Zizlansky. And Termolin comes in for Simonson, and we have a push, a little whirly bird that time by Holloway.
Here we can see that Long Beach is having trouble with their passing, and that takes you out of the offense right away.
All the way back from 14-6, it is now 14-10. Long Beach State still in command. One to get it over, Almodovar. Wagner, two-man block. Paper Relat, Ricardo Soler. All of a sudden, it is 14-11. Great serve by Termolin. And another block! Craig Collins. Travis Barr dug out of there by Ball. And Soler cannot chase it down. Well, when you get in trouble, you go to your two studs, Barr and Wagner.
That's a great advantage for IPFW. Long Beach just practically gave them the ball back, and they're going to have another chance.
Two service errors in a row. They've been trying to serve to the same zone. Wagner blocked. Soler and Ball. And all of a sudden, it's 1 point. IPFW on serve at 13-14. All the way back from 14-6. Here's a second look at the block. And quickly back to live action. Cummings coming through over the middle. Mendel coming back in. Hahn steps out. Hahn is only 5'9", so they want to get Mendel back in there. He goes 6'7" on the front row. Big kill attempt that time by Collins out of the back row. Showing confidence.
That's number 13 for Craig, and we see his confidence building back up as the game moves on.
Oh, nice seam serve that time. Barr has to go chase it down. Collins up with it. Ball going outside. Almodovar adjusts in the air. Mendel dumps it over. He had another hit. Almodovar stuffs it down.
That's great teamwork by IPFW to see everyone going for balls and not letting the ball drop no matter how hard or how less the ball's hit.
Barr blocked, but out of bounds that time. I believe Collins on the outside couldn't turn it in. And we're tied at 14. Have to win by 2. Almodovar one-on-one. That time against Holloway. Long Beach State.
Here we see Norman as our outlet. He's really coming in strong, and he's a senior on our team, and he's leading it very well.
Oh, and a free ball almost for IPFW. Instead, a block by Ball. Ralat now with a chance to serve out game 2. Zizlansky. Back row, Wagner coming through. No, he misses long. Boy, I thought that time was touched by IPFW at the net. What a comeback. 10 straight points for IPFW, and Long Beach State now in a bit of a tough spot. Down 2 games to none in the best of 3. And IPFW coming back, April, that time with a defense, the big block.
We saw IPFW come back very well, and Norman picked up his intensity, and he came back. He now has 10 kills, and Craig's standing with 13. Those two are really in the game for us, and Steve came in as a senior and really stood up and gave us a good defensive play, and every little bit helps with the momentum. If you have the momentum, you're more likely to win.
All right, well, IPFW up 2 games to none, 15-9 and 16-14 in game number 2. We'll have game 3 action for you right after this timeout.
After dating the guy forever, you think I could tell him anything. Why is this so hard? I'm really scared.
It takes a lot of guts to tell someone he's too drunk to drive. But you can do it. Just say it. Because if you don't, there may be nothing left to say.
Kevin, I'm gonna drive.
Take the keys, call a cab, take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk. This is just one of the many parts you can play as a young Red Cross volunteer. Volunteer and play your part.
Team spirit is alive and well at IPFW. That's because IPFW has established itself as an athletic power, not only regionally, but nationally. With 11 major sports, IPFW offers talented student athletes great opportunities. Success and support of IPFW athletics comes solely from the fans, students, faculty, alumni, and the prestigious Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons Athletic Club has over 500 members who financially support IPFW athletics, enabling the university to provide scholarships to deserving athletes. Members will receive one or all of the following: season passes to all sporting events, special seating, hospitality room, plus Royal Dons apparel and gifts. In May of '94, IPFW will host the Men's Collegiate Final Four Volleyball Championships. Royal Dons will be first in line to purchase preferred seating. Be a part of the winning tradition. Join the Royal Dons Club. We need your support. Call IPFW Athletics. Get into the team spirit.
Welcome back to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. I'm Paul Farbaugh, joined by April Bear. Just witnessed a remarkable comeback by IPFW, 10 straight points, and there's a key play in that rally that might go unnoticed. April?
Yeah, we see Steve come in the back row, and he is one of our defensive specialists. And IPFW had 6 points, and Long Beach was standing on game point with 14. We see Steve come in with a great play and dig it up, and we get a perfect set, and that really got the momentum started, and I believe that started the rally from IPFW and took us to the win.
Did indeed. It was dug out. Wagner served to finish out game number 2. Simonson dug it out. IPFW winning the point. And coming back, sure, there were a lot of big blocks, but Simonson not giving up, the senior. 1 of 3 on the team, making a major contribution. And ball to start out game number 3. Boy, and there's the quick offense. Into the lineup, number 7, David Hahn.
Here we see a new setter for Long Beach, and I think they're trying to throw maybe the timing off of our blockers and things.
Holloway had been setting number 2, but he is also an outside hitter. so he has moved to the outside, and Hahn has come in as the setter. It's Almodovar. Great serve. Long Beach has to dump it over, still alive. Wagner off the fingertips. And Loy just missing that time.
There we see another play where Loy has to dig the ball, and we need somebody to step in and set.
Craig Collins pointing to himself that time to set a little underneath for ball. Mike Tremolin on serve at 0-0.
IPFW needs to come out strong here. They've played well in the last game, and service errors will bring your momentum down. They need to get back in.
Solar, no touch on that one, and he hits wide.
That is a great play by Loy. He was really reaching over that net to save the ball. We need Ricky to step up and give us a kill when we have a great play like that.
Cummings gets a piece of the block, and then the off-speed kill attempt. Hahn mixing it up. Number 7 coming in. And Long Beach out 2-0. Solar with a big swing.
Ricky is one of our freshmen, and he's stepped up really well and taken the position that he needs to.
Solar has come in, or Soler. A bunch of different pronunciations. He's not picky about it. He's from Puerto Rico. He has come in and replaced Brad Proditis, and he's doing the majority of the passing right now. Wagner digging out Collins. Hahn has to dump it over. Now the transition offense for IPFW. Collins calling his number. We made this point earlier, April, but in a transition situation, the players have to help out Lloyd too to say where they're at, what they see on the court. That time Collins perhaps seeing that a one-on-one opportunity was open. A lot loses the joust against Mendel.
There we see Pepa reaching up with one hand. I think maybe if he would have got that other hand up, he might have won that.
Barr digging out the dink attempt by Ball. And that time a little showmanship by Ball, shaking the shoulders. That's one of the giveaways when a setter leans one way or the other. That time shaking them both ways, trying to throw the blockers off a little bit.
We saw number 11 for Long Beach sneaking up into that middle, knowing Loy was going to tip it, and when he set Pepa, it really threw him off. It almost got him in the head there. He got lucky and dug it up, though.
Almost another overpass. That time, David Hahn, he's only 5'9". I'm sure he can spike the ball, but that time it looked like he jumped as far as he could right at the net. Beautiful one-handed set. And a side out for Long Beach, serving at 2-0. Two blockers right over the top.
There we see Norman going cross-court, and that's one of his favorite shots.
Holloway handles the serve. That time a lift by Hahn. He was tight into the net. And the point will go to IPFW. Service ace, Loy Ball. And you do try to serve into the body, especially up there around the shoulder area.
Yeah, when you're going for the serve, you aim for the corners of the court. And if you see where the passers are, if you hit that corner, it's going to hit them about shoulder height.
David Holloway coming through with the kill. I spoke with Coach Paul earlier this week. When they talk about serving tough, they're not just talking about serving to particular areas. It even gets to be more exacting science as Collins puts the kill down.
think maybe it went off his shoulder off the block.
It did
so
rebound and hit Collins, so it's a point for Long Beach State. Just to finish that point, though, you also, when you serve, want to try and hit different parts of the body, make the player go and reach for it. And that is long by Holloway.
Holloway's attack is long, side out IPFW.
Boy, a push that time. Holloway gets away with it. Combination play. Collins putting it down.
Craig is really stepping up. That is his 15th kill.
Almodovar coming from the back row.
I'm not sure if everyone at home can hear what Norman does, but when he really wants the ball, he will whistle, and Loy can hear him. It's a real faint whistle, like a bird almost, and Loy can hear him, and he will set him, and he always gets a kill.
That time we heard it right on cue, April. He decides to go outside, and Craig Collins has been a good choice all night long, too. Get another look at it. And the middle blocker could not cover in time. Collins right down the chute. Off the blockers, 2 to get it over. Collins puts it away. He is starting to come on once again. And IPFW, it was tied at 3. Now it's 6-3. Norman Almodovar, 3 straight points. And a shank, that's going to be a service ace. Wagner with a shank, and Long Beach State is tired. Ray Rattel, the head coach, is going to take a timeout. IPFW, 4 straight. They jump out in game number 3, 7-3. I had a chance to talk with some of the Long Beach players earlier today, and we talked with Martin Wagner, the player who just shanked one out of bounds. Interesting that he's the man that is getting a lot of the swings for Long Beach State, but he doesn't view himself as the guy to replace the National Player of the Year 2 years ago and the Olympian, Brent Hilliard. Almodovar on serve at 7-3. Thought we were going to hear from Wagner there.
Ball in the air, side out to Long Beach. Holloway to serve.
Wagner.
I think what happened there is the blockers were focusing on Craig, and Mike happened to come in for a back one ball and Craig for a front, and the blockers were sitting right on him. That time Craig took advantage and went around him.
Mike Tremolin on serve at 7-4. And a tough serve into the body of Barr.
That's a great way to take Long Beach out of their offense. Serve tough.
Tremolin to serve. Kill by Barr. Set out to the 49ers.
This is Wagner now.
Wagner to serve.
On serve. Another look at the replay. Almodovar in position. IPFW working on being in position and reacting once the ball is hit. They want to get in position on the block and in the defensive scheme and then react. So often earlier this year they were running one leg off the ground trying to get to the position, and that's hard to react when you don't have your feet or your body in line. Scratch that. That's Cummings on serve, not Wagner.
That's a great save by Loy, and as a middle hitter, you need to be ready for anything. Especially Loy, he can reach over the net and bring that ball back to you when you're not expecting it. So Pepa was ready, and that was a good play.
Rolak gets a piece of that one. And that time Mendel and Cummings getting mixed up. Mendel in the way of Cummings. Cummings coming out of the back row.
I think that was a bad choice for Long Beach. Everyone was bundled up on that left side there, and they set the left side again. I think he should have threw it out to the other side. But IPFW took advantage and got the point there.
Travis Barr pointing through the net there at IPFW. He's on serve at 4-9. Collins back row, the block comes down. And believe me, IPFW knows where Eric Hahn is at on the floor. They're going to go right over the top of him.
Craig's definitely working on his career high of 24. He's on 19 right now.
Long time in developing, but Holloway comes through. Ball off the block for the side out. He will serve at 9-4. And another tough serve. Wagner has to dump it over, hits the antenna. Coming through across the body. What a big night from Craig Collins. He has taken to the opposite position. 11-4 IPFW, Long Beach State. On the edge of extinction now, trailing. 2 games to none and down here in the third. Well, tomorrow night, try and make it out here. Stanford is going to be taking on IPFW in the second game of the Farm Bureau Invitational. That one starts, scheduled to start anyway at 8:15. If the first game between Long Beach State and Ball State goes longer, it might be pushed back a bit. Long Beach and Ball State will serve it up at 6 o'clock. And I think if you're IPFW, you're satisfied with the way you came back in game number 2, April, and continued here in game 3. Not having a flat spot like they've had very often, letting the team crawl right back in it, but taking it right to Long Beach State from the outset. In this third game, tied 3, and then Almodovar on serve 4 straight points.
It is hard when you come back, like in game 2, they came back to win. It's easy to almost let the other team come back in because you're almost comfortable with it.
Second time in a row they've gone to Holloway. Have a new player in, Jeffrey Christ. Number 12 is in for Long Beach State. Wagner, he's out. Why not Craig Collins? Craig Collins, his best night of the year thus far, without a doubt. 21 kills, is that right, April?
Yes, definitely. He's doing very well.
Tough set that time for Hahn, and I believe he got into the net.
Without the passing, that setter really needs to stay out of the net, and he's having a hard time with that passing that they're giving him.
And in this position, Almodovar is going to make the passer make Hahn run to the ball. Holloway starting to show some spring.
I think we might have had a little opening in the block there. Maybe miscommunication.
12-4 IPFW. Collins off the fingertips. Still alive. This is Christ over to Barr. Hahn with a great get. And Barr with a put away. What a great get that time by Hahn. Flat out stuck the palm on the floor. And that's the type of play Steve Simonson made. A great play. Looked like IPFW was out of it in game 2. Nice dig. Never know, this might get Long Beach State going. And there's the block by Christ.
When you see the other team starting to come back, getting a few good plays, it's hard you shouldn't really tip the ball. It's hard to get your momentum back like that. You need somebody to hit the ball and really stick it, and that gets your momentum going. We need IPFW to do that right now.
See if we can pick up Patty Salvatore here. Might have a replay. She called Loy Ball into the net. It is a point for Long Beach State. So now 3 straight points for Long Beach State. It was 12-4, now it's 12-7 IPFW. Mike Tremolin! Cummings with a block. One-on-one, Loy Ball, setting Tremolin tight. Arnie Ball going to take a timeout, doesn't want this one to slip away. Don't know if that was a good decision. Long Beach State crawling back in it, and Hahn with the big up that time. It was 12-4, and Hahn gets a piece of the ball. Results in a point for Long Beach State. Well, I don't know if our viewing audience switches over or not. We had some news tonight on the NCAA tournament about Indiana, and it's not good if you're a Hoosier fan. Indiana lost to Boston College in the tournament. 77-68 the score, so there are only 2 Big Ten teams left in the tournament. Michigan playing later tonight. Actually, they're playing right now, I believe. Collins that time just missing. The set was there. And Bradford-itis taken out in game 2 is going to come back in. Carter Soler coming out. And Loy Ball, the senior move that time, taking care of a little housekeeping, cooling the team down. 5 straight points for Long Beach State. And another bad pass. Bradford-itis coming right in. They go to him. And Ball saves it with a beautiful set.
As we talked about before, passing is the key. Luckily, Loy is tall enough he can reach over that net and bring that pass back. But we need to have a little better passes to get our offense moving.
Here's the guy, Simonson, who got it done in game 2. Almost enough that time by Almodovar. Long Beach, though, to their credit, did not lay down and die, down 12-4. They are making a game of it. Forrest Cheney in the lineup now, number 3. He's an outside hitter. He's coming in as the setter, though, for Hahn. One-hand set almost up here. A little too hot for Long Beach State, and Collins back on serve at 12-9.
Pepa hangs tough here, and that's a great play.
Barr blocked inside. I know they're going to credit that one a half a piece for Ball and Raloff, but it was all Loy Ball that time. Good fundamentals at the net. Both players had their heads up. When you have your heads up, you can also pull your hands back like that. This is for the match. 14-9 IPFW. Collins trying to serve the match out. And not a smart play. Right in off the bench. Cheney tries the dink. That ends it. 15-9 in the third. Craig Collins will try and catch up with him after the game. I got to think he's the player of the game, April.
I think so. He stood out and helped the team keep the momentum. When you need momentum, you need kills, and that's what Craig gave us tonight. He was very close to his career high. He had 22.
Started off with 9 in the first game. Slowed down a little in the second as Long Beach State trying to cover them up a little bit. And Collins coming through 22 on the match. We're going to take a break right now. IPFW winners in 3, 15-9, 16-14, and 15-9. We'll be back with a post-game show right after this timeout.
There's nothing more frustrating than trying to find your way out of a dead-end job. That's why more and more career-minded people are discovering Ivy Tech. At Ivy Tech, you can get the skills and training you need to get a good-paying job in a variety of fields, like healthcare and technology, business, and industry.
Are you through with that paper?
Sure. Looking for a good-paying career? Call Ivy Tech today. It's more than just a piece of paper. Ivy Tech, it's what you need to grow.
Play your part.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions?
Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat, archaeologists believe, is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
Ma'am, excuse me. Could you help me, please? Sir, could you help me, please? My little girl, she needs blood. Could you help me?
I'm sorry.
Somebody, please. My daughter, she needs blood. Could you please help? Somebody help me.
Imagine if you had to ask for blood to save the life of someone you love. Next time the American Red Cross asks, give blood, please.
This is the increasingly competitive world we live in, and this is the country we want ahead of the competition. These are the people we'll be depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. These are the colleges and universities we're relying on for the people we're depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. So if you want America to stay number one in the world, do something about it. Give to the college of your choice.
What comes to your mind when you think about statistics? Polls, gambling, maybe baseball. Sure, but how about lightning, lobsters, music, chocolate cake, sex discrimination, heart attacks, potato chips, traffic, the ozone layer, Shakespeare, monkeys, dancing, drug testing? If some of these things didn't make your list, then you should be watching Public Television's new statistics series, Against All Odds.
All teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say.
The power of teaching.
World won't get no better if we're just
The power to wake up young minds. The power to wake up the world. Teachers have that power. Reach for the power. Teach. I'm Edward James Olmos, and we're recruiting new teachers. Call 1-800-45-TEACH.
This is College Access Sports Presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana. We at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cablecasts of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of the intercollegiate sports here from IPFW. To provide such programs, we do need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we are able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contribution will help defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Access College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contribution to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard, and the zip code is 46805. We now go down to Paul Fauerball, and he is with Craig Collins, our player of the game.
Thank you very much, April. Standing by with the Spider-Man tonight, 22 kills. I think you found a home at opposite now.
Yeah, that's my original spot, opposite. You know, I had to play middle most of the season, but there's no place like home, and that's opposite for me.
Okay, you told me a little bit during the break here about Raul Papaleo and talking about the overpass. Tell me a little bit about the story there, about what Raul told you to do tonight.
Well, it's not so much he told me to do. We were talking about it. When somebody serves on our team and the ball gets passed, and the other passer happens to shank it up across the net, Raul is the master. He can hit it anywhere. He can be at the net and back up so far. So I try to incorporate that in my mind and try to use it tonight.
What do you think turned it around in game number 2 for you? Long Beach State is up 14-6. Simonson comes in, and all of a sudden the block starts to click.
Yeah, when Simonson came in game 2, he got a real good dig right there. I got a dig right here, and everybody just started making plays. Steve was the focal point right there in game 2. Just brought everybody together like one big gel. We just came together and started playing from there. Everybody had an assignment to do. I blocked the ball, Lloyd blocked the ball. We all played great from there on.
Your game tonight, pleased with it?
Not now. I'm never pleased with my game. This is the middle of the season. We just came back from a California trip. I won't be pleased until we're in the Coliseum playing for the 1994 National Championship. Then I'll be pleased with my game once we win that.
All right, thanks for stopping by. Spider-Man Collins tonight, 22 kills. He's a big man tonight. He's talking about the Final Four, May 6th and 7th. IPFW looking to get there. They might see a team tomorrow night, Stanford, that will be in the Final Four as well. That's going to do it down here on the floor. Let's throw it back upstairs. April, you can put a wrap on this one.
Yes, we'd like to take this time to thank the Channel 6 volunteer crew and the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their contributions to the live production of our volleyball games this evening. The telecast of this IPFW sports event is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or other use of this event without expressed written consent is strictly prohibited. Don't forget to tune in to Channel 6 tomorrow evening, March 25th at 8 o'clock to see the Cardinals from Stanford University take on IPFW Volleyball. For Paul Fauerball, this is April Bear. Goodbye for now.